And welcome in to the Backstage Pass here for a Tuesday. Hard to believe it's almost the middle of the month of April. Feels like we just started a new month here. Brandon Morrell and Nick Canizales is represented by our good friends over at Toir Guitars. So check them out, tourguitars.us for your custom-made guitar. And also one of our newest sponsors, Bangtail Whiskey, bangtail.com, or download the Easy Liquor app, and you can get that bottle sent directly to your door, like I said, and enjoy that. Some big news today. Had a chance to catch up with the legend in music as Bonnie Tyler joined us on the Backstage Pass. Interview is up now at the sportsguyspodcast.com. And, of course, the video side of things will come out later this evening with myself and Jeff McMahon. Big news coming up Friday on the show at 5 o'clock Central, 6 Eastern. Bobby from the rock band Saliva will join us here on the Backstage Pass, talk about a new project they're working on. Speaking of new projects, she's a show regular. We love her. And honestly, it goes to show you how hard independent artists work out there. Rorie Kelly back on the show. Rorie, what's going on?
Hey, it's so good to be back. Thank you so much for having me. I've got a new album out. It's called Shadow Work. And man, I'm just so glad to get to connect with you again and see what you guys are doing. You know, like you've been having like a big rising star thing happening the last year. It's so cool.
Well, it's cool to have you too, no doubt. And honestly, it just, I guess the hard work does pay off for you guys. Like cutting a record or making an album, you grind and good things keep happening. Last time we talked, I know, was a while back, but always good to reconnect. And you had a lot of cool things going on out there from the previous projects. But let me ask you this from the top, from the standpoint of this pandemic and how it affected the music industry and musicians overall. How did you hold up through all this?
You know, I kind of rediscovered live streaming. I knew it was cool, and I was like sometimes popping a phone up at my gigs, you know what I mean? And be like, hi guys. And I always wanted to develop like my online presence more. I felt that was really powerful. And then COVID hit. I was gigging 6 nights a week, and then I was gigging no nights a week inside of like overnight, you know? And I don't know. I almost look at it like, and I, of course, like it's a pandemic and it's really serious, and I don't mean, you know, to belittle that. But in some ways, it made me reassess, you know, and that was like a blessing in disguise. It made me think about, what do I really want my day-to-day to be like? What do I want my career to be like?
Mm-hmm.
And I started live streaming all the time. I do a weekly live stream now called Monday Night Muses. I got on Twitch and this other platform called Sessions. And I just discovered there are so many people sharing music and so many people who want to hear new music and original music from singer-songwriters, you know. And it's allowed me to just connect. You know, I do this weekly live stream on Monday nights, and now I was just on last night with, you know, people from California. I have a guy from Ireland who tunes in every so often.
Nice.
You know, people from Texas. I'm in New York, and it's just so special. Like, and we're all friends. It's not just about me, you know, like we're all hanging out in the chat together. And a good friend of mine, Fred, who tunes in for all these streams, his mother was going in for surgery, and everyone in the chat is like, oh, Fred, I hope your mom's okay. You know, like I'm sending you love and light and all of that. And it's just like, wow, like what a special community, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just as loving, I think, as, you know, like the music scene here on Long Island. But it's great to be connected with everyone.
You know, you mentioned about it was important to be on, you know, all these different platforms. I mean, how important was it to continue to give your fans the music that they love, but also to kind of recreate yourself and knowing that when things do go back to normal, now you have 2 different platforms, you know, whether in person or you can stay online and also, you know, and appear to a broader audience.
Yeah, it's really true. And it like, it let me like really focus on what I wanted to focus on. You know, I do like so many different artists. You know, I do cover gigs. I'm the person in the corner of the bar playing You Take It Easy. You know what I mean? But it was great to be able to be like, you know what? I'm online and I'm just going to focus on my originals now. And now I like have developed this bigger audience around my songwriting. And that's so special, you know? And yeah, now some of the gigs are starting to come back. We're very careful. It's especially in New York. It's very strict, and I feel good about that because, you know, we're just trying to keep safe. You know, we were the epicenter when it first started, and yeah, so now it's true. Now I have like both things, and I'm not going to stop doing the online stuff. You know, it means a lot to me. It's really cool.
Let's talk about this new album because definitely kind of put your mark back out there on the pop sound of things and just the independent artist side of things. Really great album. Shadow Work is out there across all the digital platforms. Loved everything. Listened to it from cover to cover. There are a couple songs that definitely stuck out to me, but I tell you what, before I talk about a song, I'm going to have you play something off this new album and get people kind of in the mood, set the tone a little bit.
I love it. All right.
So let's do that.
All right. I'm going to play you a song called This Girl. This was the first little kind of pre-release single. I was sharing this with people a little bit before the album came out. And this is a song about showing up for yourself when it is hard. And there's a line in there, I'll use the resistance as fuel. And that's really how I've felt especially these last 12 months. Like, it's been so hard for so many people. And we just got to keep pressing on, and trying our best. So that's what this song is about.
Here we go.
Sorry, but the schedule's full right now. Sorry, but we found somebody else. Sorry, but we can't afford to pay you tonight. I had to cancel, I hope it's alright. I'm so far from alright. I come out the other side. And this girl won't back down, won't back down. This girl won't back down. Oh, this girl won't back down, won't back down. This girl won't back down. Oh, sorry if it really went down like that. I had no idea. I guess it must have been painful for you. Guess you're okay now. I guess I gotta suck it up and press on. I guess I'll be alright. I guess the nightmares will remind me that I got to the other side. 'Cause I can't live inside the past. The time just goes so fast. And this girl won't back down, won't back down. This girl won't back down. Oh, this girl won't back down, won't back down. This girl won't back down. Oh, I learned you get punished for sticking out. I learned to be strong and never shut my mouth. I use the resistance as fuel. I won't let you make me a fool. I use the resistance as fuel. 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 This girl won't back down, won't back down. 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 This girl won't back down, yeah. This girl won't back down, won't back down. I use the resistance as fuel. I use the resistance as fuel. I use the resistance as fuel.
If you're looking for one of the most beautiful and playable custom acoustics on the planet, look no further than Ed Rice at Toir Guitars. Ed is a true artist, transforming exotic woods into magnificent, sweet-sounding instruments. Go to toirguitars.us, that's TOIRGUITARS.us, and contact Ed today.
And that's good stuff right there. If you haven't bought one of those, man, and you love guitars, oh man, you learn to definitely play like Rorie there on the song "This Girl" off the album Shadow Work, no doubt. The singing is sold separately. I always like to say that when people ask me. But tourguitars.us is the place to go. It's just craftsmanship. They pictures blow me away for the artists he's made guitars for. It's crazy. It's amazing. We appreciate support with Ed, and also Bangtail Whiskey. Rorie Kelly back here on the Backstage Pass. Don't forget Friday, an exclusive with Bobby from the band Saliva. They're going to talk about a new project coming out, an EP in May. Don't want to miss that here on the Backstage Pass. Of course, Click Click Boom's coming up on another great anniversary out there. And ladies and gentlemen, and a whole lot of cool music out there from those rock anthems back in, Nick, I feel old now, like 2003, 4.
We are, man, but we still look young. That's a good thing. We still look young.
Rory's doing something right to look young. I ain't figured out beside gray hair and everything else. But man, yeah, Rory, we were just going to ball games with those anthems. Like I remember, like it was yesterday.
Yeah,
she's good out there. Definitely love the album. Let's kind of break that down and talk about the whole, just body of work to put out an album in these tough times, knowing that it's important to kind of choose the right songs to put out for what you guys are looking for kind of the full body of work. Were there challenges in making this record?
The biggest challenge is always something you talked about, I think, before we went on, which is just time,
Yeah.
Like so many things, the to-do list for an independent artist, because I don't have a label. This is the label.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The to-do list is never ending, right? Like you got to do the social media, you got to book yourself, you got to do the promotion, you got to send out emails to Brandon and be like, hey, can I be on your podcast again? And it's tough because it doesn't always like leave enough time for the art. So that's a challenge, like getting these songs. I write them, I crank them out, I can't help it. They just come out of my ears. But getting these songs all recorded, it took a lot of time. And it I do think though it was like almost a beautiful gift that timing was what it was, because I knew the album was going to be called Shadow Work. It was going to be kind of about exploring the darkness, like shining a light, and being real and healing wounds. And then, 2020 happened. And I think everyone was in the darkness in 2020. Like we all came face to face with our inner demons, like it or not, and
that's it.
In some ways, I think maybe it was divine timing, like these songs are about that. It's about facing your inner demons, and it's about showing up and being brave in the darkness, because we got to do it. And I think it's really lucky that I was just ready to release it right at the end of 2020,
Let me ask you this. Where do you get your inspiration when you write your music? Is that from personal experiences? Is that things that you kind of visualize throughout your life? Where does all that come from?
Well, a lot of it is my own personal drama, but it's whatever moves me. And lately too, like, I'm 36 now. A lot of the songs I wrote about in my 20s, I made no shortage of bad relationship decisions. So I wrote a lot of songs about that. But, at this point, not everything that moves me is even personal. I saw everything that happened over the summer in the middle of quarantine. Like what a horrible time for it. Like with the the George Floyd murder and all of this. And I saw protests, and I actually went to one, and it was like masked and distance. Everyone was really doing it right. And that was really what moved me to write the song, What We Get. I really felt like it was about, hey, we have to show up for what's right. And sometimes that means calling out what's wrong, So that's another thing that is really personal to me. I kind of looked at, I just looked around and I was like, it's not, I guess people have been saying it all year, but like, it's not enough just to not be racist. We have to be anti-racist. We have to be really hard. We have to work hard to dismantle the things that are keeping, people of color oppressed in our system. It's 2021. That's nonsense.
It is. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing that we're still talking about this, all these years later.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it feels like, like the I Have a Dream speech was over 50 years ago, and it's just like, wow, how far have we come and how far have we not come? And so like, that's what that song was about. It was really me saying, hey, we got to like open up our eyes. We can't just be like, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. We got to take a bigger responsibility. So that's
That
some of it too, you know?
yeah, that and like you said, just take our blinders off and open ourselves up to kind of the world that you're right. It's not 1988 anymore. It's 2021. It's not 98, 2008. This is something we've got to do our part as adults, no doubt.
Yeah.
From the album too, you put a lot of great songs and so much work went into. And Nick talked about this too, but your lyricism. I've always been fascinated by your writing, and that's one of the things that keeps me booking you back because I love doing that. But
Thank you.
the feeling of even that with I was telling Nick this girl was off that album that you put out when you teased it for Shadow Work. But I tell you, one of my favorite ones that I loved was What We Get. That was one of the favorite songs that I had when you first put that out. What was kind of the backstory of that one? I really enjoyed that track.
That was that really was just inspired 100% by the Black Lives Matter movement, having to have that resurgence, and looking especially on Facebook, everyone's like an armchair politician on Facebook, suddenly everyone has like a PhD, but just looking at some of the things people were saying on Facebook to my mind, it was excuses, it was people saying like, oh, well, I don't have to deal with this because, or, and I just felt like, hey, if you're a human, you got to deal with this, if you're a human and you see other humans being hurt, not being treated well, this didn't happen last year, but it also didn't get fixed last year. Like the water in Flint hasn't been drinkable for I don't even know how long now. Like now I just think of it like a fact in life, and it's like, wow, imagine living in that town. Imagine having to go and like get your water ration every day. Like you're living in a third world country. You know what I mean? And why is it that we don't care enough to make sure that happens, as people? Why is it that we don't care enough? And so that was that inspiration. It was me saying, hey, it's time to care, even if it's hard, if it's unpleasant to look at, we got to be honest.
Hopefully, by, maybe the summer, maybe the fall, that everything kind of starts getting back to normal and you guys will be able to start playing in bars and clubs and everything else again. What are some of your goals for this year that you have kind of set for yourself that you would like to accomplish?
It's a funny question because I feel like I had goals at the beginning of 2020 and then, 2020 happened. They all fell out the window. And so this year I actually, I'm looking at it right now. I have a bulletin board up above me and my phrase for the year is easy does it. I want to learn how to work smarter, not harder, and to do less better. So my goal right now, honestly, even though I can play out again and I could go back on tour, my goal right now is to just keep developing that online world because I've connected with so many different people around the world in the last 12 months. And it opened my eyes. It's got so much potential, and that's where I want to be. I want to be not just once a week, but maybe every night, singing to people on my computer, which I know doesn't sound that exciting. But it's my personal goal. My personal goal is to be streaming all the time because I think I can connect with more people that way. And I'm a connector. I love the idea of like everyone else, I'd love to win a Grammy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, right? I want to walk down.
That's the ultimate right there.
Right?
It is,
but,
yeah.
But it means a lot to me when I connect with a human being, Someone from another state who tunes in and says, hey, this song grounds me and this music is giving me peace, then I'm doing my job, So I want more of that. That's what I want.
Those connections, we talk about that all the time here on the show. That's what impressed me when I found you there in 2019, just going through some stuff on Facebook and other artists and stuff like that. I said, definitely love the sound. Have to have her, and here she is again. Love that. And of course, I love If You Teach a Bird to Sing. We'll talk about that here in a little bit because that was one of my favorites. You remember from 2019 that we first met on that one, and I said, yeah, we're gonna put this thing together. But hey, time to play another one off the album is Shadow Work out there. Rorie Kelly, of course, you can give her a follow across all the socials out there, and then a word from Bangtail Whiskey. So second track, of course, I'd have a request, but I say dealer's choice.
Well, do you want to hear What We Get? Because you've been mentioning that one.
I have. Yeah, let's do it. Nick, what do you say?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right.
Here we go.
It's time for a new voice, it's time for a new moon. It's time to stop waiting for the old man to make room. Time to pass the flame and use the candle offered to burn down the gallows and the stocks. No, I don't believe without prisons we will monsters be. And if you do, it says more of you than of me. And you say that you want to see order restored, but I know it means that you don't want to have to hear it anymore. You say that it's about respect as the cup kneels on his neck. And if we can't keep a civil tone, we deserve what we get. 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 You come with your half-truths, and just like the half moon, the light and the shadows make nightmares fill the room. Time to turn the lights on, 'cause we can't see the truth if we're too scared to move. I won't heed the cries of these privileged men so scandalized. There's no time to argue, just call a lie a lie. And you say that you want to see civility restored, but I know it means you don't want to have to hear it anymore. The water still runs poisonous in Flint, and you change the subject. For you it's academic, you're just playing devil's advocate, and we get what we get. And we get what we get. And we get what we Water still runs poisonous. The water still runs poison. The water still runs. The water still runs poison.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Oh, yeah, and a glass of that's coming up tonight, too, on the Backstage Pass. Of course, bangtail.com, or download the Easy Liquor app out there, and you get it sent to your door. It's online shopping at its best right there, which I love to do these days. Also, thanks to Ed Rice over at Toir Guitars. Rorie Kelly here on the Backstage Pass. Don't forget, coming up here in a little bit, country artist, Nashville recording artist Mira Goto is going to stop by. She's expecting a new baby, too, in her next few weeks. So congratulations to Mira. And definitely Friday, 5 Central, 6 Eastern, Bobby, the big-time rock band, the anthems out there, Saliva, is going to join us Friday at 5 Central, 6 Eastern here on the show. So I can see why, Rorie, that was one of my favorites. I was blown away with it. I think just a lot of things that you did with it. And incredible song. And I think just everything that you did with the special effects and the vocals and the instrumentation and the whole 9 yards, it was my favorite on the album. It really was.
Thank you. That was the last one we recorded, and it really was it was like my online crew, my Monday Night Muses crew. who were like, I played it for them. I was like, I just wrote the song. What do you think? And they were like, that has to go on the album. And that feels great as an artist.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you're the boss.
That's a good one.
I want to ask you this: Who was the dream duet that you could do in your lifetime? Who would that be? It didn't matter, man, woman, band, solo artist, living, deceased. Who would that person be next to you doing a duet on stage?
I think Alanis Morissette. Alanis was, like my light in the darkness getting through my teenage years. And she still is. She just came out with a new album last year, and it's great. I bought it on a purple vinyl, and I played it while we were
look
all
at you. There you go.
Yeah, she is a real idol of mine. I just look up to her, both as a person too, and as a songwriter. I think she's very brave with her songwriting, and that's really cool.
If you put Shadow Work on a vinyl, text me because I'm gonna get a copy of that too.
It's coming. It's coming.
Okay.
It's pre-order right now. Right now it's only digital, but yeah, there's gonna be a Shadow Work vinyl, and
Good.
I got like a spooky, shadowy vinyl color. So
I tell you what, I love the idea. Send us a copy, and hey, you know what? Send us a couple of copies. I'll give one away on the show. How's that?
Oh, I'd love that. Absolutely.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
let's give one away on the show for a little one of our baseball podcasts or music podcasts. We'll give one away.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, the artwork and the cover was interesting. I always like asking this to the various artists we have on the program because a lot of thought goes into that. The timing, finding the right photographer, the right, your cover for your album. Talk about that because the artwork is really neat.
Thank you. So it was all pretty DIY because this was 2020.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So the photo that you see is my husband took that photo of me. It was in my dining room. Like I'm looking at where I took the photo. We like draped a scarf, like to make it look nice. And then my really good friend and cousin Delia Stanley is just a ridiculous visual artist. She's also a musician, Delia Stanley Music. If you type that in to Spotify or whatever, you'll find her. And I was just lucky enough. I was like, Delia, would you do an album cover for me? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, I was thinking of Pandora's Box theme, and she was like, yeah. And it was just cool. She just kept showing me sketches like as she was making it, and I got more and more excited. I'm like, this is so weird. I love it.
It's a beautiful, beautiful album cover, no doubt.
Oh, no doubt about that. Hey, did you learn anything new during the pandemic? As far as maybe, I don't know, you found a new hobby or cook something that's new that you cook now. Did you find anything that you did?
I didn't bake bread because I couldn't get on that train fast enough. There was like a bread shortage. There was like a shortage.
There was bread and toilet paper.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and everyone was like learning how to make bread, and then you couldn't buy yeast and flour at the supermarket, so I didn't learn to make bread. But I sat down and got better at the piano. So
nice.
It's like a little MIDI keyboard, but I have a piano in my house, and I was like, if not now, when?
That's a goal of mine. Eventually, I would love to play the piano one of these days. And, my favorite artist is Prince, so I would love to play Purple Rain one day on the piano.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Prince, man, what a talent,
Dude, he was so talented.
Yeah.
One of the greatest of all time, no doubt, and that's what makes it very special. Love the music industry, and it's just to see the body of work he put together was kind of like it was a little bit of like talking to music royalty today and Bonnie Tyler. Anytime you get those kind of people on your shows,
cool. Yeah,
pretty amazing to go through the catalog of songs and her ideas and her experience over the years. So I just tell the committee for that. That was one of the greatest of all time. Hey, I want to play one more with you off the album. I'd have my favorites, but I'm gonna leave this one to you for Dealer's Choice. Let's play one more and
Dealer's Choice.
Come back and do some rapid fire for you.
Sounds great. Okay. All right. I'm gonna play you a song called "Full Moon Charm Bracelet."
Okay.
This is the first song on the album, and this is a song about letting go. You asked me about inspiration. Well, I'm crappy at letting go. And you know what I mean? It was really about me saying, like, sometimes you have to say goodbye to things to say hello to something better in your life, and I'm bad at it. So this is me.
I like that.
About that.
I like that analogy.
Good analogy.
Yeah, right? Like out with the old, in with the new. I'm trying anyway.
We'll do. Here we go.
bracelet, 'cause the charm is just a memory. Now I have had all I can take of suffering and sacrifice. Now I am not helping one single being when I count myself out. I am not doing myself a favor when I push it all down. Goodbye, I'm letting go. Help me be brave, 'cause I don't know anything for certain anymore. But I know some things are worth it feeling scared for. I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm letting go. I'll let you know, I'll let you know, I'll let you know how it goes. Now the moon is full again, and this time I have done my homework. It seems like I am always saying no, but at the end of the day, I don't know how to say just what it is I want to throw away, what I will replace it with. So I stay and stay, stay and stay. Goodbye, I'm letting go. Help me be brave, 'cause I don't know anything for certain anymore. But I know some things are worth it feeling scared for. I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm letting go. I'll let you know, I'll let you know, I'll let you know how it goes. To the anxious feeling that I have to be predictable, comprehensible to everybody but me. Goodbye to believing overwork is the only way to get there. I am living at a deficit. Goodbye to believing I'll be free in 1 more year, 5 more months of biding time until the story gets thin enough to let me out. Magic moments never come, so fine, I'll make the magic myself. Goodbye, I'm letting go. Help me be brave, 'cause I don't know anything for certain anymore. But I know some things are worth it feeling scared for. I'm letting go, I'm letting go, I'm letting go. I'll let you know, I'll let you know, I'll let you know how it goes.
If you're looking for one of the most beautiful and playable custom acoustics on the planet, look no further than Ed Rice at Toir Guitars. Ed is a true artist, transforming exotic woods into magnificent, sweet-sounding instruments. Go to toirguitars.us, that's TOIRGUITARS.us, and contact Ed today.
And be sure and get you a beautiful guitar while you're at it too. And definitely, yeah, tourguitars.us is a place to go for those custom-made guitars. They provide pictures from start to finish, and they'll make sure it's what you like. Or like I said, Ed Rice is the craftsmanship at it too as well. Bangtail Whiskey, appreciate their support. And definitely Rorie Kelly has just wowed us with this album, Shadow Work, across all the digital platforms. Came out there March the 20th, I believe. And, of course, you check her out at RorieKelly.com. That's that sharp memory I try to have Rorie just right there.
Good.
When things come out, look at something, remember it, the story. That's the good thing about it, too. But fantastic work, fantastic playing today. I got to jump into a little rapid fire because we got Marigoto coming up here just a little bit on the show. Let me ask you this. If Rorie's ordering a New York style pizza in this little rapid fire segment, and Nick and I can't have a slice, and it's just for Rorie Kelly, what are you putting on it?
Don't judge me. Fellow New Yorkers, don't judge me. Green olives. I love green olives on a pizza. I know that's super weird.
Green olives.
Green olives. You know what? Don't knock it till you tried it.
Green olives.
I guess it is
it's
true.
Always a New York style pizza with me because I'm a Long Islander.
There you go.
Not messing around.
besides music, what are some hobbies that you do outside of music?
Well, I'm actually a tarot reader, so that's something I love to do.
Really?
That kind of like, New Age witchy stuff. And I actually have
very interesting.
I have a little live stream every week called the Witchy Weather Report that I do on my tarot page. And that's just like it's cool. It's a philosophy, like it's really a nice kind of way of looking at the world.
So I have to get read. Can I park?
You
Okay,
can. Let me see if I have you want me to pull a card for you right now?
Pull a card. Let's do it.
Oh, that'd be great for here.
All right. It's happening.
It's happening. So I'm like crossing fingers, Nick. You know how I feel. I've had this done again.
This will be great here. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. Hey, we also want to thank Bianca Vanessa and Claire Rose for commenting and for supporting Rorie, and appreciate you guys.
Yeah, appreciate the listeners today. Bianca, like Nick was saying, and Claire, and of course Shadow Work. Can't wait to get my copy. There you go, Bianca. Get it across all the digital platforms and wait for that vinyl to come out. Watch out, because we're going to be all over that like white on rice, no doubt. Just beautiful covers. It's funny, Rorie, at Christmas time, I got like a beautiful vinyl cover from, she did a Christmas project. She jumped on the show here. Just country icon Terry Clark had jumped on the program with me last fall. She was promoting the album she put out at the time, full of just great stars and great Christmas songs. And she sent me a vinyl. And that's the last one that I had gotten in the mail. So RK's is number 2 coming up here real soon. So
you want to know your card?
Here it comes. Hope it's cross your fingers.
This is the Knight of Swords. I'm going to hold it right up so you can see it on camera. The Knight of Swords. So the question I asked the universe while I was shuffling was just what do you need to know about? What do you need to think about right now? And the answer is the Knight of Swords. This is such a funny card for a podcaster because it is about communication. And it is about communicating on a quest, like putting your word out there, doing what you can. Just like a knight, knights are questers. They're like, I'm going in. I'm doing what I got to do. So this card really actually represents everything about you, I think, because you're like, you're putting your word out there.
There you go, Morel.
And you're doing the hard work. And it's just about that's what knight energy is about. Like throwing it up against the wall, see what works. If it doesn't work, keep moving anyway. Keep moving. There's a lot of movement. So keep doing what you're doing, man. The universe agrees. You're doing it. You're doing a good job here.
Okay. All right. So we're on to something. That was just a lucky pull, and definitely off the cuff here. We just we don't think of these things. We just let them happen here on the show naturally, as they should. Hey, what was the most popular show you were watching with this? Have you gotten into any good series binge watching lately?
I've been watching Schitt's Creek. It's really good. And much like some of my exes, it drew me in with jokes and then it made me cry. I
am loving this.
Yeah, it was really funny. And then by season 4, I'm like, oh.
It's a good show. It'll make you laugh from start to finish too, no doubt. Yeah. Hey, I love the album. Shadow Work is out there. You can visit her at RorieKelly.com. Rorie, we've become good friends over the past 2 years. Amazed by the body of work. Thanks for pulling the tarot card. We'd love to have you back anytime. And hey,
no doubt.
New music comes out, you're always welcome back here on the show. You've got your own parking spot with the Rorie Kelly tag on it now.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful. I love what you guys do. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Grateful to have you too. Marigoto coming up here in just a little bit. And don't forget the exclusive on Friday at 5 Central, 6 Eastern. Bobby from the Smash, the great band, the rock anthem band Saliva, is going to join us here 5 Central, 6 Eastern, Friday, April 16th. And, of course, next week's Tony LaRue is going to come by here, and just a whole lot more coming up here over the next few weeks. Neil McCoy in a couple of weeks here on the Backstage Pass there as we talk about I guess we might have to do was it Billy's got his beer goggles on, Nick? That's one we'll have to ask him about. And he just played Orange, Texas down here, Neil McCoy, so we'll have to definitely see what's been going on in his world. I'm sure there's a lot of new information to talk about there too. Stay tuned here on the Backstage Pass. Miragoto coming up here in a little bit. And also, if you missed it, Bonnie Tyler's interview is out there at the sportsguyspodcast.com. And, of course, the video will be coming out here in the next couple of hours at our Facebook page, Backstage Pass 409. Support Rorie. Go get some merch. Check out RorieKelly.com. And, of course, Shadow Work is out there across all the digital platforms. I'm on the lookout for vinyl as we speak. Thanks to Toir Guitars and Bangtail Whiskey. We'll see you guys soon here inside the Backstage Pass with Nashville recording artist Miragoto in just a matter of seconds.